This is the Night Owls Disc Golf Podcast, and if you hear any rumblings in the background, it is not JP farting. I'm Shane.
I'm Shane.
And today is the Monday episode.
Yeah.
So, here we go. Disc golf terms that you may or may not know, and that are exclusively disc golf for the most part. And there may be one or two in here that are not, but these are disc golf terms you hear on the course. And we're going to go through them, explain them, and probably bring some relevance to our game with them. So, how about the first one? And I seem to be in tournaments. The bob.
The bob.
The bob. And what the bob is bottom of box. That means you did the worst on that hole, on the hole previous. So now you are the last person to tee off on the next hole. It sucks.
Well, yeah.
Especially when they call you Bob.
But you know, well, yeah, when you get called it. But you know what? Like, being the bottom of the box isn't bad because you get to see what everybody else really throws and, like, see how, like, wind affects your discs and everything.
True. Well, like DDO. That would have been nice to be Bob.
Yeah, absolutely.
With all that wind.
It's really funny because, like, yes, it tells you that you suck, but it can be an advantage. So,
I agree.
yeah.
So this is one you didn't know.
No. But now I'm kind of wondering, is it just like the top band?
Yeah, chastity belt.
Okay.
So the chastity belt is the band. So on most, like, Innova and Disc Golf Park and who else has DGA? No, DGAs do
MVP,
not have them.
I think Black Hole.
MVPs,
Veteran, you know.
the veterans, the Patriots, the DD ones, they'll have it. There's a band of metal at the top of the basket. It's called the chastity belt. If you don't know what a chastity belt is, go look it up. Make sure it's not on a work or school computer. Well, I guess that's not a bad thing. They probably have it in the library.
NSFW.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Not safe for work. By the way, when I worked at Concordia University, Wisconsin, someone sent me an email that said not safe for work.
Yeah.
But it said NSFW. And I'm like, what in the world is NSFW?
Yeah.
And I had no clue what it was. Opened it, got a virus.
Oh, no.
This was back in like 2004, 2005.
Yeah.
So no, would have been 2005 or 6. Yeah, virus. And it like shut down the network. Like they had to like stop the network and come and be like, you're an idiot and let me clear your computer off. And so, yeah, sorry.
Bummer, man.
Yeah, but thank you for the Concordia's IT for taking care of that for me. And I don't open emails that I don't understand what they are anymore, or at least open the attachments that's in the email.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But the problem was I always had it on preview. And back in the day, preview actually opened the email up for you. Now it's like a little safer, I guess, to do the preview, but I don't do the preview anymore. So because of that instance.
I just send everything to trash pretty much if I don't recognize it.
You have no idea how many emails I get in a day. Like, and because I have like 7 email addresses.
Yeah.
I get so many emails in a day. It gets hard, like, but it's a good thing. I use the restroom, and it's a great time to go through emails.
Yeah.
All right. So chastity belt, that's what it was. All right. You go for the next one.
Oat or off-axis torque. Anytime you throw a drive or your disc and you see that little bit of wobble that comes out of your hand.
Or a lot of it.
Or a lot of, yeah.
Yeah.
That is off-axis torque.
Yeah. And what that stands for is off-axis torque. So basically, the plane of your arm when you're throwing, your disc is on a different plane.
Right.
So when
the wobbles.
Yep. So it just wobbles. It's like, have you ever kicked a tire or have you ever played tire?
Played tire?
Yeah. You take the stick and hit the tire.
Oh, yeah.
So like when it starts to get really slow and it wobbles,
Yeah.
and that's kind of what off-axis torque is. Because the gravity is trying to pull it down to the ground. So, okay, bagger. Not something that I am, but a bagger is a person that will play in a division lower than they should be. So you have a guy playing in rec, just been dominant. Now, this is not the person that plays in rec and dominates the division, and it's the first time they've ever done that. Right. This is the person that continually plays in a division MA2 or lower and constantly wins, and wins by a decent amount. Usually the people that are playing MA2 and they're like 950, 960 rated. So I don't think you can be a bagger in pro or MA1. I don't think there's a such thing.
No.
Because MA1 is the highest tier
Right.
of AM. You just don't want to collect money or do anything like that.
Sure.
And MPO is MPO. I mean, that's the highest level there is, right?
Right.
So, yeah. So that's a bagger.
Super Scion.
Super.
That's like the 1050. Like.
Oh yeah, you gotta have a whole nother category for them. Grip lock.
Yeah.
Was it WTF, Kevin? Is that what it is? What the guy's like? What? Oh, Richard. What?
Oh yeah.
Richard.
Yeah.
That's a grip lock.
Yep.
So grip lock is something that is not a true thing. What it is a misrelease.
Right.
Like you held onto the disc too long, your form and mechanics are off. There's no such thing as a grip lock. What it basically says is that you suck and you need to work on your drive a little more. I hear people say it all the time. We actually play with a couple people that say it all the time.
Oh,
like it's an
say
actual
it.
thing. Yeah. No, you just misreleased.
Yeah.
But there are some really bad ones. I've seen some really bad ones.
Oh, I've definitely had my fair share of bad ones.
Yep. My very first date with my wife was on a disc golf course. And she grip locked one right across my forehead. So I think I told you that story.
Yeah.
And then I got my ID
Right.
made for being a staff member, and I had it right across my forehead. Then I proceeded to give her a hickey on her forehead, so she had one. So just so you know.
Every good turn deserves it.
Exactly. All right. So a land shark or a tombstone?
Yeah, that's when you throw your disc and it maybe rides or turns and drives down into the ground and sticks up like the fin of a shark or a tombstone.
Or a tombstone, yep.
Right? You can read the stamp plain as day, or anything.
So the first time I ever heard land shark, dude, like I only ever known it as tombstone until probably like 4 years ago. And dude started going da 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 da. And I'm like, what in the world is going on right now? Like, am I about to get eaten by a shark or what?
Yeah,
like,
right.
And I was like, da da. And he kept doing it. And I'm like, okay, there has to be something coming. And he goes, land shark. And he made like this big deal out of it. And I was like, that was kind of cool.
That's kind of funny.
Yeah.
So Lissa's uncle Bob, who lives down in Chicago, he's a old bike racer, but he would talk to Dempsey like when he was younger about this old Saturday Night Live skit, and this guy would knock on the door and be like, land shark. I forgot who the guy was, but lo and behold, it's this woman, and she's like, no, like he's telling her like he's all these different things to like get him into her apartment. So like, okay, this is the like whatever he is, and then all of a sudden it's like land shark, and he like actually gets in the apartment and like eats the woman.
Oh yeah.
It's a really old like 60s Saturday Night Live skit, but every time I hear land shark, it makes me
That's what you think of?
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna have to look that up now.
Yep. Yeah, YouTube it.
A lid. A lid is simply a ultimate frisbee. It is a traditional beach frisbee. They call it a lid. That's kind of the old hippie California thing that's said. Or the cool guy.
Like a trash can lid.
Yeah,
just super wide.
So you'll hear this in disc golf to describe flight patterns. Oh, it's kind of like a lid. Or even the feel or profile of a disc. Like, oh, it's like a lid. You know, like a dagger is very much like a small lid.
Or even the Zeppelins that just came in. Ledgestone Wave 3 Zeppelins. I was feeling one. I was like, this is super wide.
That is bigger than a Comet. I held the Comet up next to it.
Yeah.
And Comet's a big disc. But, I mean, it's not quite like a Zephyr. Zephyrs are bigger and the Condors are bigger from Innova.
Yeah.
But, man,
Condors
it's still huge. A big disc.
I remember we were actually playing Ultimate, and Luke, we were like throwing around. We're like, oh yeah, we're just throwing lids around. He's like, he had like never really, I don't know if he ever really heard that term before. He's like, what's a lid?
Yeah. Because didn't I say it?
Oh, maybe you were.
I think I was there and I was like, oh, check, man, these lids are awesome. Or I said, oh, I don't know how to throw a lid or something. He's like, what's a lid? And he's kind of an old school dude too when it comes to that stuff.
Yeah.
So
I was super surprised that he didn't recognize that term.
Yep. All right. Next one is Mando.
Oh, it is? I thought it was Mini, but Mando works.
Yeah. Jeez, you're giving away the next one.
Okay.
So Mando.
Yeah. Mandatory, it's basically forces you to throw in a certain direction, and they're usually used for safety reasons to keep you away from, walking paths or anywhere where somebody has the danger of getting hit by a disc.
So this is a vertical line.
Well, I've seen them horizontally,
or horizontal, because there could be triple mandos,
Yep.
But is a line that extends in one direction. Traditionally, or more often, they're vertical lines. They're basically it's a tree, and that vertical line goes infinitely up into the sky.
Right.
And you have to play on one side or the other of that to either make the hole more difficult or most likely basically protecting another area.
I mean, the triple mandos that come to mind are like definitely the one at Winthrop, and then is it Maricopa? Or they have like the 3 flags right away that like you throw off.
Oh, that's Memorial.
Oh, is it?
That's Memorial at Vista del Camino.
Oh yeah, it's at Vista. Yeah,
it's at Vista.
Sure. Okay.
So they might have done it for the Shelley Sharp Memorial.
Shelley Sharp,
yeah. But yeah, they have that one. So all right, and mini is basically a marker disc. So mini are known as they're usually like mini discs, but they're used to mark your lie or to play mini disc golf.
Yeah.
But mark your lie is what they're there for. So that's what you'll see people inside the circle more really a lot, almost everywhere. But if you want to use or pick up the disc you have, or you want to gain that extra 11 inches or 9 inches or whatever it is, you mark your lie with the mini. That's the front edge of your disc that you put the mini down. So,
and you have to have it for tournaments.
You do.
Yeah.
You do. Well,
or
as long as you mark your disc, if you need to mark your disc.
Yeah.
So, and that's also a marker that you would use if you went OB or had to, no, not a drop zone, but if you went OB and you had to mark your place. So, all right. Niced. We have a Mr. Nice Guy in our crew.
Yeah.
So niced is this mythical, magical thing that when you throw the perfect shot and you say nice, guaranteed something's going to happen to that disc.
Oh, absolutely.
And it's not going to be good.
Nope.
So as soon as someone congratulates you for a shot, that's usually when it hits a branch or gets this weird air bounce, and an air bounce is when your disc just randomly decides it's going to jump up in the air and it hits something, or all of a sudden a bird hits it, or who knows, but something's going to happen to that disc as soon as someone says nice.
I niced at myself in the doubles round the other day.
You did. Yes, I remember that.
Yep.
Because who was it? No, I called you out on it. I was like, did you just nice yourself?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So, all right, noodle arm. I think this is a really good one because that's what I am, as a noodle arm. So noodle arm is either you're fatigued and you have noodle arm,
right,
or you're just simply a noodle arm. It means you can't throw very far.
Yeah. I fall in that category.
Yeah. I'd say I do too at this point. So
that's rough.
Yeah.
But anyway.
How about, do you know this? Ready golf?
Yeah, like we kind of get that, like when we play in big groups, we do that. Just basically, during casual rounds, it's like whoever's ready. You're not really taking, your time to notice like who's in what position, who's further behind or whatever. Usually it happens when we're losing daylight. We're like, ready golf. We just got to play, get through the round as fast as possible because, we're losing time or losing sunlight or whatever.
I think more traditionally around here, it's when we're waiting for Luke to pick fruit.
Yeah.
All right, okay. Ready golf.
Ready golf.
Yeah, ready golf is basically exactly what it says. Are you ready to play golf? Go for it.
Yep.
So the order of the box, as far as who did what on the prior tee, it doesn't really matter. We're just playing ready golf. If you're ready to throw.
Yep.
So, all right. And then safari hole. So that's commonly used. And as a matter of fact, in DDO, Jones Platinum, is that what it is?
Supreme.
Why do I always get that wrong?
I don't know. Because I think there was something else named Platinum at one point.
Was there?
I think there's another course that was going to be called Platinum. Okay. We were talking about it a while ago.
So, Jones, it was Eureka, or what's the one?
We were talking about
Ledgestone.
Yeah.
Ledgestone
Black.
Platinum Black. Yeah, that's right. So what the safari hole is You might play a safari round every once in a while if you're kind of bored of your local course. What you do is you say, okay, we're going to go from hole 1 to hole 3's basket, or hole 1 to hole 7's basket, and you just play the course however you want to play it. But it's a safari hole. But more traditionally, safari holes are usually combining 2 holes.
Right.
So like you'd play 1 and 2 as hole 1.
Right.
And then 3 and 4 as hole 4.
Definitely saw that at DDO, playing across multiple fairways, reaching across from one tee pad to new tee pad. Yeah.
And if you're familiar with Jones' Gold layout, that truly is a safari layout.
Right.
So they actually use existing tee pads, existing baskets. Jones Supreme, see, they use metal and then they go to just Supreme.
Yeah, I don't know.
WTF, Eric. They actually added baskets and added tee pads, so they're actually completely new holes.
Yeah, that is
for the most part.
For the most part.
Yeah. So there you go. That's what a safari hole is. All right, star frame.
Yeah, star frame, where everybody gets birdie or better.
Yeah, or same score.
Yeah.
You might call it a barbecue.
Yeah.
If you got a par.
Yeah.
But star frame, as long as you got the same score. Traditionally, it's used for birdie or better.
Yeah.
But everybody has to get the same score.
Yep.
All right. So
and Joe Mass will donate money.
Exactly. Well, that's why they said Eric McCabe doesn't like charities. He hates charities because of the design of the course at DDO. Because there were barely any birdies and for sure no star frames. No. 0 star frames. So, all right. So then we're talking about the basket. There's a strong side, or pro side, which is if you're a right-hand backhand player, it's the high right corner of the chains, or right side of the chains is going to be a strong side or pro side. And then there's the am side. Well, pro side would be your am side.
Right.
So the am side is left side of the chains for a right-hand backhand.
Or I say weak side.
Weak side. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. So, that's usually when you get a lot of spit outs, a lot of chain outs. That's usually what happens is you hit high left side and you get pushed out almost every single time when that happens. So unless you putt with like a super stupid, crazy soft or whatever that is from.
Like a blowfly?
Yeah, like a blowfly. Exactly. Yeah. They'll catch. All right. Tree love?
Tree love is pretty much when your disc hits a tree but still gets a favorable kick into a direction that favors the flight of your disc. So like landing in a fairway or closer to the basket after you nail a tree or any other object, really.
Right.
Like I hit my most famous like tree love moment was hole 2 in Sister Bay when it used to be on top of the
hill.
On top of the hill.
Oh,
I hit off the
phone pole.
The phone pole and like landed 5 feet, if that, like right next to the basket. I almost aced it. It was grip lock.
Yep.
And then that was awesome.
To use multiple of our things, you went from a grip lock to tree love to CTP.
Yep.
So CTP is closest to pin. I think it's pretty simple, but off of the tee, you throw, and the closest to the pin is the CTP. So there you go. All right, and then 2 off the first. Yeah.
So this usually happens in casual rounds when you're not really quite warmed up and you throw it off you throw a disc off the first tee and maybe it's not so favorable and then you call it and you get to play another tee.
Yeah, exactly. That's usually, so the right way to do it is to establish that everybody's getting 2 off the first, but how it usually happens is you shank your first shot.
Yeah.
And you're like, hey, 2 off the first, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And then you throw another disc. You play the best one. So there you go. Disc golf terminology. Those are some of the ones that we found entertaining and fun, and they're ones that maybe aren't used in any other sport. And obviously, there's Heiser and Heiser.
Yeah.
There's more colloquial.
Colloquial.
Yeah, that's
right.
That's a stupid word.
It is.
What? Is there another word we can use? Let's just make up a word right now. The more... Yeah, I don't got one. So, yeah. But that's common vernacular. Ooh, that's a good one. See?
Yeah, vernacular.
Smart. So the common vernacular. So if you got any more, you can always hit us up on Facebook or Instagram. And we have multiple Instagram accounts that you can actually hit us up on. So there's door_disc_golf. There's also the Door Disc Golf, the Night Owls Disc Golf podcast now is
night_owls_pod.
There you go. And then JP also has an Instagram.
Yep. onenight.owl.
Also has OnlyFans and throw at doordisc.com and door_disc_golf. Man, we got a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Like, share, write us some. If there's any other kind of regionally select ones, because there's a bunch of those, like 2 meter rule, things like that.
Yeah.
There's stuff that is in your area that you may share it with us. Also, jump on the podcasting platforms and give us a like and give us a review.
Yeah. We're close to our 5,000 listens or streams for our giveaway. So we're really, really close. Like we should be hitting it within like the next couple of days.
There you go. So probably once this comes out, and then what we will do is start using those social media platforms to do the giveaway of the mystery box. It was a black box?
Yeah, black mystery box.
Black mystery box from Discmania. Yeah. So we will give that away to one listener that leaves a review and has once we have 5,000 listens. So have an awesome day. You have anything else to say?
No.
Keep it subpar. You sure there's nothing else?
Have a good day.